And at school, at the arrival time and free play sounded pretty good. Breakfast time, spoon feeding, drinking, and communicating, such as I'm done, and so on. Although he can operate the switch when he needs to, and if it's there. Circle time, you seem to run circle time in a way that he can be included, but that it would be good if he had more movement and could communicate. Again, communication comes up. Outside, if he could use his wheelchair independently, that would help. Throughout the school day or different activities, using his hands for things that other kids touch that he doesn't like to touch, like painting. And so you mentioned the lifting earlier when talking about going up and down the stairs, of course, so that's one of the things that you're worried about, feeding and communication. And then also making sure that you have access to all the information that might be out there. Okay, that's a good start. So let me tear these off. You can look at those if you want to, but now I want to write the list of, given all that, what should we work on?
I think communication would be number one. Probably.
Okay, let's get as specific as we can on this. Communicating what?
Communicating no, first of all.
Okay.
Yes, I think we have down. Communicating.
You want choices?
Yes, yeah. Well, what I was thinking was, I guess it ties in with no, like all finished. Or no more, you know, when he's done with something, all done.
Yeah.
Making choices, which he's started doing to a degree, but I guess more consistently.
Okay. And what are the times of the day where it would be especially helpful for? I know it's all day, but what are the times that are especially helpful?
I would think at feeding time, even when it's time to go to bed, but even at playtime, with making choices of what he wants to do or where he might like to go, that outside, inside, that sort of thing.
Sure. Okay. Good. Okay. What else?
Feeding, eating, drinking.
Okay. Let's break these down.
Okay. Drinking.
Drinking.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what do you want him to be able to do? I'm going to listen to how you put this, because are you going to talk about how much fluid he takes in, or are you going to talk about his ability to drink independently?
Well, I have a hard time separating those two, because there's the better he gets at drinking independently, the more fluid he will take in.
Yes, although there are ways to get fluid in him without independent drinking.
Right.
Have you ever tried a syringe?
We have, and I don't know if it's my technique or our technique.
It didn't work?
No, it didn't work.
Right. So
he does better with the cup, really, which is not saying much.
So drinking independently.
Right, and yes, I would say drinking independently would come first, because we certainly can spoon feed liquids, and he does get them other ways.
So you don't have to specify what it is right now, but maybe what we're talking about is drinking X number of ounces independently in a day.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you can tell us what that amount should be when you figure it out. Okay. All right. That's one part of the whole eating and drinking thing. What else?
Chewing.
Okay. What do you want him to be able to do?
I'm probably jumping ahead. With chewing, I think of self-feeding, which is a totally separate issue for him. But I would be able, I would like for him to have a bigger variety in his diet, for one. There's a lot of things that just don't puree well, so he's kind of missing out on certain things.
Okay.
And I feel the older he gets, he could eat, more normally with his peers, if he could chew and participate in their snacks at school.
Excellent. So chewing so he can participate more. Yeah. Okay.
And chewing just to, be able to eat. I don't know if better is the right word.
Yes, I know what you mean. So more things.
More substantially, I guess.
Yeah. Good. So let's have chewing, and then also increase the variety in his diet, because they go together, but they also can be worked on separately. Okay. Then you also mentioned the self-feeding. Do you want him to be able to put food into his... Can he finger feed?
No.
Okay.
He doesn't.
Do you want him to be able to put food into his mouth independently?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And then we'll just figure out the best way to do that. Put food in mouth independently. All right. So if everything worked out great, he'd put food in his mouth, different kinds of food in his mouth independently, and he would chew tea.
Right. And then take a drink.
Yeah, and just swing it all down.
Okay.
Got it.
We've got it all solved.
All right. Okay, what else do you want to work on?
I don't want to jump ahead if I'm not done with those two categories.
Okay.
But I guess mobility would be, well, you know, I see that coming though. I do see him getting there, so I don't know. While it's important, I don't think it's going to take him as long to get there as it is to maybe achieve some of these.
I'm going to ask you to put these in priority order anyway.
Okay.
So, do you think that all adults should just relax and let Jack learn how to move around independently, all by himself?
No.
Okay. So, would you like
to
work on it? So, what is it you want him to be able to do?
I would love for him to be able to walk with support, with assistance, or without.
Walk somehow.
He does like to be upright, and I think that would, and he also likes to move, and I really think that would help him.
Okay, so given that right now he's in a wheelchair, you're categorically saying it isn't just getting from place to place independently, you really want him upright.
Yes.
Okay, walking somehow, and what would he be able to participate in a better way if he could walk?
Well, it's not, I guess my reasons for that are more than just participation. We have him in the stander to build, muscle, bone density, muscle mass, increase strength. Just for health reasons, I would like to see him not always have to be sitting.
Okay.
But at the same time, I think he would have greater independence. And when he does take steps, he can take steps if someone's supporting him, and just the smile on his face is enough, really. You can tell he just really enjoys that, and it's something that he's not able to do all the time.
Okay. So I think what you've said is that you want him to be able to walk somehow for health and independence and fun.
Right.
That sounds great. Okay. What else?
I guess self-care, or
okay. Well, so we've got drinking and chewing.
Right.
What other self-care?
Dressing.
Okay. All right. What do you want him to be able to do? Right now, he doesn't help much with dressing.
Right. If we could even just start with helping.
Okay.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah. It's a step. Next
right.
step.
Right.
Yeah.
I would think that would be the next step.
All right.
Or, I'm thinking of bathing along those same lines.
Okay. Well, let's put that on there too.
Help with his toothbrush, or, help. I'm sorry.
I'm being as specific as we can. Toothbrushing.
Right.
What do you want him to be able to do?
Even if he could help hold it.
Hold the toothbrush.
By being willing to hold it.
Okay.
Or bathing, bathing, I'd probably just start with enjoying the bath rather than getting him all the way to help him with the bath.
Enjoy the bath because of his hatred of the water.
Right,
right. Okay. I want to make sure, there are a lot of things on here I think that school can also help with. I want to go to those. Let's see, here's school. Talked about breakfast, so we've got the independent feeding, spoon feeding, drinking, and to say I'm all done. You got those. More movement, circle time. We've got movement things in here, I think.
Right.
Communication.
And he does walk, like, from, let's say he'll get up and we'll have him walk from whatever center he's in to the sink, and then take him up to the sink so he can stand up and wash his hands. So there are moments during the day when he is out and actually using it.
Upright.
Right.
Okay, good. We mentioned the wheelchair for outside, because obviously he's not going to be walking independently outside. touching stuff. Do you want to address that or not?
I think when I think about that, it kind of goes along with playing more appropriately.
That's not on my list.
No, it's not.
You want it on there?
Let's add that too.
Okay then. Right. Playing with things appropriately,
Right.
because it's beyond just toys sometimes.
It
right?
is beyond
Okay.
toys sometimes.
All right.
I'll tell you that. He actually was playing with blocks today. He sat up and he was stacking. Corey was with him and he was stacking. Yeah, well, I actually took a picture.
Yeah. They're the best.
What about making sure that you have all the information that might be there? Is that something